Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well and I hope that you have an incredible day. I'm here to do an intuitive card reading to see what insights, messages, and guidance the universe wants to share with us, especially in regards to being able to take a break, being able to rest, to relax, to pause, take a breather, to go slow, not having to rush and crank things out. Because in today's modern society, there's so much pressure to be productive that if, you're taking time to fill up your own cup, you're seen as not being good enough. You could even be labeled a, waste of space, like how dare you, but rest is really important. So allow yourself to, relax, to take breaks. But let's see what the universe wants us to know. Okay, so first card that comes out is Full Moon in Virgo, you are good enough. Yeah. The universe wants you to know you do not have to be quote unquote perfect. That you don't have to be constantly giving and pouring out of yourself and focusing outwards and always on the go and, doing all these things. Like, you're allowed to pause. You're allowed to slow down, to replenish your energy supply. You don't have to deplete yourself. You don't have to burn yourself out. You're good enough as you are. You're good enough. You're good enough as the work in progress and the masterpiece. You're good enough as a flawed human. The universe doesn't need you to have it perfect. The universe just wants you to do your best and to enjoy your life. Like, yeah, it's great to be productive. Yeah, it's great to reach certain milestones, goals, destinations, but if you're miserable along the way, and like, what kind of satisfaction can you get when you finally reach it, Like, sure, you reached it, but isn't it better to enjoy yourself along the way? Stop and smell the roses every now and then? And the universe wants you to know that you're worthy of having breaks, that you can detach, that you can... Like, a lot of messaging's been coming in for, like, fasting. And not just, in terms of fasting from food, but it could also be, like, digital detoxes where you're fasting from social media, or you're fasting from having as many social interactions. Like, I've been doing that more recently. But to be honest, I started doing intermittent fasting before I even knew it was a thing. Started that, like, I want to say 5-6 years ago without even realizing it. It was just something my body naturally did, and I got a bunch of judgment from other people, and they're just like, what are you doing? Like, how can you? I'm like, I'm just not hungry. I just don't want food right now. And, I do make sure that I actually eat and, like, I get nutrients that I need, but it's just like, I don't think that I need to eat at set times. Like, I can listen to my body, and take time for myself. And the universe wants you to know you can take time for yourself as well. Like, in the wee hours of the morning, one of my friends who's over in Europe was messaging me, convinced that I was scared about going back to this server because the toxic group was there. And she's like, hey, I get it that you needed time for yourself and this and the other, but don't be scared. Show them that you're stronger. Don't let them dictate your life. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm not doing it because I'm scared. The initial reason I stepped back was because I wanted no part of the drama and I didn't have the energy for it. Now, I still don't want any part of the drama and I don't have any energy to give to their nonsense, but it's not out of fear. It's more like I would rather spend my time and energy focusing on myself, going inward, doing reflections, doing things that bring me joy, doing personal projects, that kind of thing. And it's just like, I still want to interact with other people, but I'm good enough as I am. I don't have to be making all these connections. I don't have to be going on that server with them and show them up and be like, look at me, see, you did break me. It's like, they didn't. But, like, I don't need to prove it to them. I'm good enough as I am. I don't need to prove anything. And the universe wants you to know that as well. And, like, after I explained it to her, she's like, okay, good. Like, I was just worried that you were doing it because you were scared. I'm like, no, it's not out of fear at all. It's not of, like, them controlling my life. It's just, like, I'm choosing what I want. I'm choosing where my energy and my time and attention goes. And honestly, I wish them the best. I hope that they can heal and live happier, healthier lives, but I don't want to give them any of my time and energy. I don't want to be involved in their nonsense, their manipulation, their games, like their pettiness, their toxicity. I don't want any part of it. And so, yeah, like I made that choice for myself. And I've been fasting from stuff like social media. I mean, I'll come on here and post, the videos and whatnot, but I'm not going out and searching for all the things and like keeping tabs on people, because I know that some of my friends would do that. They like keep tabs on people and what they're up to, and I'm like, people can live their lives. If they want me to know things, they'll share it with me. Not that I won't ask questions and like check in with people, but it's like, if they really wanted me to know things, I don't need to be keeping tabs on them. I don't need to be scrolling through their social media to be like, oh, what are they up to? What are they up to? Or like that toxic group is like, oh, how are they doing? It's like, I don't need anything about that. I can take that break and focus on me. I deserve it. I am good enough, And so are you. The society can try to tell us that, we're not good enough because we need to do this, that, and the other and meet expectations and appease people, but it's not true. It's not true. Balsamic moon, a time for healing. Yeah, it really is. That's why I feel like so many people are slowing down. They're taking more time to reflect, to pause, to breathe, to process, to grieve if they have to, letting go of old things, whether that be relationships like friendships or romantic relationships or even family relationships, things that they've outgrown and no longer serve them, jobs. Like, it feels like the world is remembering to breathe in a lot of ways. Not everyone is keeping up with it. Some people are fighting it, but it just feels like overall people are focusing on their healing more and what they want to do and what they need to do and filling up their own cup. And it's really beautiful. And not everyone's going to get it. There are going to be people who fight it and will cast their judgments, like that toxic group, I'm sure. Like, they were very judgmental. But, everyone's at their own point, and sooner or later, the healing's going to happen. Like, the universe wants us to heal, wants us to learn, grow, and improve, and it can have, the gentle, loving lessons, or it can have the tough love lessons, if we're fighting against things, because the universe is like our divine parent. And, there need to be natural consequences for things. We need to learn because the universe doesn't want us to go through the same cycles over and over and over again. And so if you need to, take time to pause, to breathe, to take that time out, to fast, detox, whatever it is you need to do. Yeah, work through your fears, New Moon in Scorpio. A lot of us, we're letting go of the fear. We're recognizing that fear is false evidence appearing real, that we don't need to listen to it, that we don't need to subscribe to it and let it dictate our lives. We really don't. Like, so often it can feel so real, and like we have to do things, like if we don't do this, our world is going to end, and it's just like, no, it really isn't. Things are always going to happen, and a lot of times our mind can come up with those worst case scenario what ifs, and a lot of times it doesn't even happen. So this is why the universe is wanting us to know we're good enough, that we can take the time to heal, and that we can work through our fears so that they're not running the show anymore, so that they're not, in our subconscious, our unconscious, running these programs behind the scenes that are pulling our strings without us realizing it, having us go through these same cycles and patterns when the same types of people, situations, things and like environments that keep coming up in our lives. We'll be like, why is that? It's like, well, it's because we didn't deal with our stuff. It's because we didn't process. It's because we didn't look at it and have the self-awareness and self-reflection and introspection and all that. Like, if we're not aware, we can't do better, When you know better, you do better. But if you don't even know it's there, it's hard to do anything about it, And, working through our fears can be easier said than done, but it's so worth it. Yeah, take time to breathe out, disseminating moon. Yeah. Yeah, so often we are like constantly like shallow breathing, like literally, but also metaphorically, with like racing around from thing to thing to thing, always doing more and more and more and more. Never, like, some of us do that because you don't want to stop and slow down, because when you do, your thoughts catch up to you. So many of us can be trying to outrun our past, our thoughts, our feelings, and it's only going to work for so long, because eventually you're going to exhaust yourself. Eventually you're going to collapse and it's going to catch up with you. Like, it's your shadow. You can't really escape it. And so the universe wants you to know you can breathe out. Like, you can keep breathing. You can slow down. You don't have to rush. You don't have to run away from things. It's time to work through it. It's time to heal. It's time to process. And even if you have this whole mess of emotions and fears and limiting beliefs and all that to deal with, the universe still wants you to know you're good enough. It doesn't love you any less. It doesn't support you any less. It doesn't guide and protect you any less. It adores you as you are. It wants the best for you and hopes that you can heal, learn, grow, and improve. But it's never going to stop loving you. It's never going to stop, trying to work everything out into your highest benefit. It's never going to stop being in your corner and having your back. So you can breathe out. You don't have to do it all on your own. You can trust the universe to take care of it with you. Yeah. What do you need to release? Waning moon. Could be fear. Could be, the conditional need that you've programmed in yourself to constantly be doing things. It could be the condition you put on yourself that the only way you can be good is if you are being productive, putting yourself on the back burner so that you're constantly taking care of other people and neglecting yourself, constantly pouring out of your cup and forgetting to fill it up so that you run dry, you're empty, you're on fumes. Could be, letting go and releasing social media for a while. Could be, letting go of beliefs that you don't have to meditate or journal or go to therapy, whatever it is. Like, you don't have to subscribe to your old limitations anymore. You can choose to let them go. You don't have to keep carrying that baggage around with you. You really don't. You really don't. The universe is guiding you right now. The universe is guiding you. And a song that keeps popping in my head, but it's mainly the refrain. It's You Are Mine by David Haas, and the refrain is, do not be afraid, I am with you. I have called you each by name. Come and follow me. I will bring you home. I love you and you are mine. And it's just like the universe saying, hey, you can put down your burdens. You don't have to keep trying to do it all on your own. You can come home. You can come home to love, to support. Like, I got you. I know each and every one of you. You're all my divine children. You don't have to be afraid. You don't have to, have all this fear and, believe the false evidence appearing real. You can come home. I'm always with you, even if it looks like you're alone. Even if it looks like the world is against you, like what happened with that toxic group and the narcissist. Like, it really did feel like everyone was against me because they were all ganging up on me. Like, it was intense. But even in those moments when it's super dark and the storms are turbulent, you're not alone. The universe has you. It's here. It's got you. And the universe wants you to know that sometimes what seems like a breakdown is actually a breakthrough. When things seem like they're falling apart, they're actually falling into place. And, that can be easier said than done to accept. Like, when you're in the heat of the moment and everything's crumbling, it can be a lot to process and handle. Like, emotions can be running high. Like, I get it. I'm human too. I've been there. But the universe wants you to know it's going to be okay. It's got you. It'll never forsake you. It'll never abandon you. It has not forgotten you. You are so loved. We also have Bluebird Spirit. Good news. Let this message of hope inspire you to keep going and lend your support to others. And this feels reciprocal, like others are lending you support as well, even if you don't recognize it, even if you don't see it right now. You have support around you. You do have good news coming to you, and the universe wants you to know you're good enough. It's going to be okay. It may be a period of time where you need to have more patience, where you need to slow down, you need to take things off your plate, but it is going to work out for you. Keep your hope alive. Keep your faith alive. Keep trusting and believing and expecting the best, because the universe is working behind the scenes to have magic and miracles work out on your behalf. And that's the good news. It really is. We have Wood Nymph, Magic Touch. Use your gentle touch and intention to restore balance and heal yourself and others. And this gentleness feels like being, gentle with yourself, having compassion, giving yourself grace, not trying to rush yourself or force yourself to do more than you're capable of, allowing yourself to rest, allowing yourself to relax, allowing yourself to have fun and do things you enjoy, and to stop and smell the roses, to not, buy into what society is telling you about how you have to do this, that, and the other, and you have to stay connected and, talk to everybody all the time and, make all these connections and plans to go meet out and go to the large social gatherings, whatever it is. Like, you can choose to fill up your cup and restore balance in your life, because there needs to be balance. There needs to be give and take, as in you are giving and receiving. You need to pour out of your cup, but also make sure you're pouring back into your cup so you are able to give. You need to be gentle and loving and kind and respectful and caring to yourself so you can heal. And by doing so, you will help others heal as well. Okay. Pink Fairy, Enchanted. It's time to connect with your inner child and find joy in the simplest moments of life. That's the thing. There's nothing wrong with being an adult. Like, there's so many ways in life that you need to be, but don't forget about your inner child. Don't forget about the magic and splendor and wonder of just little moments, because before you know it, you'll blink and they'll be gone and you'll never get them back. And so the universe wants you to be able to enjoy the journey, to savor the moment, to make the most of what you're given now, even if it's not perfect, even if things are going awry, even if, storms are brewing and you've been dealt a lousy hand. Like, try to make the most of it. My brother was complaining about how he had yet another tornado come in through the area, and he was whining and groping and just like groaning about everything. It's like, okay, I get it. It's not ideal, but just keep yourself safe and enjoy it. Like, you could hang out with your dogs. You can take a moment to chill, because he's always on the go. And especially in the summer, because he works with a lawn care company, he's always doing things. He doesn't have time for himself. So it's okay, take some time to chill out, to rest, to recuperate. Play with your dogs in the basement while you're keeping yourself safe. Yeah, it sucks. Yeah, it's not what you planned. It's not what you wanted. But that's the moment. Why not try to find ways to enjoy it? Why not find reasons to be grateful? Why not be grateful, for the emergency broadcast system alerting you of the tornado so you don't, get into a dangerous situation without having the time to, get yourself to safety. Be grateful that you have a roof over your head and you have 2 dogs that you love so much. You know what I'm saying? There are ways that you can find joy. Yeah, it's not always easy. Yeah, there are going to be things that aren't to our preference. We're in a world of duality and contrast. It is what it is, but that doesn't mean we have to focus on the negative, We can connect with our inner child and find more joy, even in the little things, even in your favorite drink, your favorite comfort meal, even in listening to the birds sing, or coming across your favorite song, or feeling the sun on your skin, whatever it is, We don't have to have things be so doom and gloom. You can take time to enjoy the little things. Yeah, the seahorse perspective. The universe is wanting you to take a look at your perspective, your perception, your mindset, the energy you're bringing to things. Because we're human, we have a limited perspective, and our human ego can trip us up a lot and blind us to the truth of the matter, to things right in front of us. And so this is why the universe is wanting you to slow down, to take a break, to step back, to go inward, to reflect, to have introspection, to, fast and have a digital detox if you need to. Just take time to gain perspective, because once you have the mental clarity, that inner foundation, that inner clarity, everything else starts to fall into place, because you know what's what. You know what matters to you. You know what you stand for. You know that saying, when you stand for nothing, you fall for everything. And when you have that internal foundation that's strong, secure, stable, sturdy, you have that strength of character, you are looking to live a life of integrity to the best of your abilities, you're going to be able to stay the course and weather the storms. You're going to have the perspective you need to move through it all, knowing that it will pass, it will not be here forever. And you'll be able to have the perspective to see reasons that you're already blessed, reasons that you can already be grateful, reasons you can already make the most of the situation, have more fun, have more joy, have more hope and trust. Yeah, taking the time to do all this is really going to lead you to freedom, the eagle. You're going to set yourself free. You're releasing the old chains, the things that no longer serve you. You're taking time to breathe. You're working through your fears. You're healing. You're recognizing that you're good enough. You're reconnecting with your inner child so you can have more fun, have more joy, embrace more of that magic of the little things that so often as adults we forget. And by being able to do that, we really do set ourselves free. And we can soar. Yeah, the worm renewal, we also renew ourselves. We also are able to replenish ourselves and have rejuvenation. We're not depleting ourselves constantly, running ourselves dry, burning ourselves out. That's why it's so important to have balance and to remember to take time to rest, to relax, to enjoy. Because there are going to be times where we need to be more dedicated and keep showing up. We may have to sacrifice some. We may need to give a lot more, and that's okay. But we also need times to rest and relax, or we won't be able to give anything at all. Our cup will be dry. It'll be empty. And this is why the universe is wanting you to take this time to breathe, to pause, to relax, to rejuvenate, so you can have this renewal and go all that much farther. You'll be able to soar freely. And the flying fish unlock all this possibility. Truly, you will have all this untapped potential within you that you'll never notice if you don't take the time to go inward. You don't take the time to relax, to rest. And this possibility is knocking on your door. The universe is wanting you to recognize it, but it's up to you to choose it, to allow yourself to receive, to allow yourself to see. Because so often we get these blinders on and we can't even see what's in front of us. It's like the quote from Uncle Iroh. If you look for the light, you can often find it, but if you look for the dark, that's all you ever see. My family, they do the best they can with what they know, but they are so caught up in letting negativity fester and complaining and ranting and just being bitter and resentful for life that they can't see the good that they already have. They just keep going back to the negative time and time again. They don't see all the possibility right in front of them in their hands at their doorstep. And they end up unintentionally chaining themselves. But they can be free just like you. Pause. May moments of calm sustain you. Because if you're constantly in motion, it's not sustainable. You're not a robot. You can't just keep going endlessly. And even with robots, pretty sure they need to recharge too with their batteries, unless maybe they have like solar panels on them or something. But yeah, it's important to pause, to take time to recuperate. It's going to sustain you so you can go the distance and stay the course. It'll help get you to that freedom. Yeah, and also will provide you clarity. Clear. May you see things as they are. And when fear's in the mix, it's very hard to see things as they are because false evidence is appearing real. But when you take time to pause, you get that clarity. You will be able to see things as they truly are. You'll be able to see the possibility. You'll be able to have that perspective and recognize you're good enough. You'll be able to recognize all the things to already be grateful for. All the ways that you can free yourself, you know? Yeah, and it also makes room for joy. Joy is the dance of the soul. Enjoy every moment. And yeah, it can be easier said than done because it's not particularly enjoyable to be in certain situations. Like the whole hot, steaming mess that was being with that toxic group. It was not enjoyable to be in it. But now on the other side, as I was telling my friend who was trying to get me to show up on that server because she thought I was scared, I was like, no, like, while it sucked to go through it and it was super painful, uncomfortable, you know, something I would never wish on anyone, in a way I am very grateful for it because I recognized that when push comes to shove, even when I'm pushed to my limits and, you know, in the thick of it and like maybe even at a breaking point, I still have my strength of character. I stay in integrity. I stay with my values and what's most important to me. And I don't seek down to their level. I don't play their game of manipulation, deception, you know, slinging mud, smear campaigns, all of that. I don't do it. And I had every opportunity to. And they wanted me to. They wanted to break me. Honestly, I feel like they felt threatened just by me being myself. But that's a whole thing. But yeah, I do take joy in being who I am. And I'm not perfect. I have my flaws. I have areas still to grow in. But I do enjoy being myself because I have a kind, caring, loving heart. And I still have integrity. And I choose to respect people and make peace, joy, love, and kindness a priority in a world that is very much not a priority and is seen, you know, something to look down upon, as a weakness, as something to use against people, you know? So find joy in what you can. Yeah, and also you're going to be able to find hope. Hope is a beam of light in the darkness, yeah. Like, that was one thing coming out of that incredibly dark pit that was that toxic group with the narcissist. Oh my goodness, like, I still had the light of myself and knowing that there are people out there like me, even if I haven't found them yet. There are going to be people like me who have kindness, love, respect, joy, peace, integrity, accountability, honesty, respect, all that. They have that as their priorities. They don't play the games, and the light of knowing that, like, even when they're trying to break me and get me to become like them, I'm still myself. I'm not controlled by other people. And that can be the same for you. The universe is sending you light. The universe is sending you hope and blessings and magic and miracles. It's sending you signs and messages of the best next steps for you. So keep your hope alive, because if you give up hope, you're going to be in the darkness and it'll be all you see because you're not looking for the light. And sometimes the light seems very, very small, but it'll grow if you feed it. What will grow is what you give your time, energy, and attention. What builds momentum in your life is what you give your time, energy, and attention to. You will reap what you sow, so don't worry about that. Meditation. Meditation connects you to your inner self. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, we need to connect with ourselves again. We need to have that time to process, to have time to ponder, to contemplate, to have self-awareness, to have introspection, to reflect. Because so many people out in the world, they're so unstable because they don't have that strong, sturdy, stable inner foundation, which can be built upon things like meditation. They don't know themselves. They don't connect themselves. They're too busy running from themselves. So yeah, it's not that surprising that they get easily triggered and they're blaming everybody else and, lashing out at other people. Like, I had another friend talk to me about how this person on the road kept trying to ram into them on the road and was trying to cause accidents and get them all agitated and angry too, to retaliate back. And my friend was like, yeah, I wasn't doing it, but it's now I'm all flustered and all that because of it. And I'm like, yeah, I don't blame you, but it's just these people, they're letting their emotions, they're letting fear, they're letting all this negativity control them and pull their puppet strings. We don't have to do that. But those same people might be very much afraid of their internal world, of the truth, of the reality, of their feelings and thoughts and beliefs that they've been burying and running away from. So on the other hand, I get it, it's a human thing, we don't really like looking at the parts of ourselves, the shadow side. It's just I'd rather just be oh yes, I'm a perfect human being who's just loving and kind and all these things all the time. It's we're human. We have our areas of weakness, our areas for growth, but we also have our strengths. And meditation will help us get clear on all that, So we have Inkpot, problems to be resolved, and this is why the universe is wanting you to take a breather, to take a step back, to go inward, because you will find that you have the answers already inside of you. And that may seem kind of crazy to some people, but the universe speaks through you. The universe, you're connected to the divine. You can hear its messages if you can get quiet and listen. But so often we're always so busy and on the go, we don't take the time to pause to listen, or we just have all this mental chatter going a mile a minute in our mind that we wouldn't be able to hear it even if it was trying to speak to us. And so taking the time to slow down, to connect with yourself, is going to provide you a lot of clarity. That's why the universe is saying, hey, pause. You're going to get the clarity you need. You're going to get the freedom you need. You're going to get the perspective you need. You're going to tap into all these possibilities. You're going to have the hope and the joy. You're going to have the good news. But you're going to need to release some things. You're going to need to work through your fears. You're going to need to heal and breathe out. You don't need to take it all on your own. Know that you're good enough. Yeah. Haystack. Karma, you will reap what you have sown. And that's not a bad thing. A lot of times people will say, oh, karma, and it's a bad thing, it's going to come back to bite you. But if you've been putting out good intentions, good energy, love, peace, joy, harmony, fun, those kinds of energies, it's going to come back to you. The energy you put out into the world comes back to you. If you're planting these seeds, that's the harvest you're going to reap. So, if you're spending time to heal, to process, to work through things, to release what you've outgrown and no longer serves you, to make space for joy and love and hope and possibility, and to, pause, you're gonna harvest that. You're gonna have so many blessings to harvest, and you won't be going through the same cycles and patterns. Because I'll see my family and they go through the same cycles and patterns basically on an endless loop, and I'll try to point things out to them, but they don't want to hear it because it makes them uncomfortable, and they'd rather just lash out and say that I'm the problem, I'm trying to cause drama. Even if I'm just it can be as simple as saying oh, you dropped something, and they'll scream at me, and just I'm just wanting you to see so you like aren't wondering where that is later, but okay. And so this is why my life is so much more peaceful compared to my family. Not saying I'm better than them, but it's the things we've been planting in our metaphorical gardens. It's the things we've been tending to in that gardens. That's what we get to harvest. So don't be upset with yourself. You need to take time to take care of yourself, to heal, to process, to let go of things. Okay, July. So yeah, it just feels like the month of July, this month, is going to be really big for all these themes. It's going to be really big for all these themes. And like with this as imagery, the waves, it could feel like a tidal wave is coming at you, and it's an onslaught of all these feelings to process and all these things to handle. But remember that you're good enough and you can take time to pause, to breathe, to reflect, to process. You don't have to rush into things. You really don't. And the universe has your back, so it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Yeah. In the end, you're going to get happiness. But it's also because of the perspective and the mindset you're bringing towards things. You know, if you are taking the time to heal, to process, to breathe, to take care of yourself, you know, filling up your cup, you're not going to be so stressed out. You're not going to be running around ragged on fumes. Because, you know, when we do that, since we're human and, you know, human bodies, they need rest, they need, you know, to have good food and water and all that. When you do that, you're much more likely to be irritable and snap at people. And it's going to be harder for you to be happy. Not impossible, but harder. So this is why the universe is like, hey, slow down, slow down, slow down. It's okay. Take time to pause, take time to heal, take time to process. You don't need to rush. Let go of what you need to, and you'll find your happiness. Even in the small things, you'll find it. Key. And, you know, this is giving you the keys to success, the keys to happiness, the keys to peace, the keys to well-being. You're going to have a successful outcome to your problems. You know, the first one of these little cards is going on about how problems need to be resolved. No, that it's going to be successfully resolved. You don't need to worry. The universe has got you. It's going to be taken care of. It's all working out. And yeah, the universe is raining blessings, magic, and miracles on you. Money will be coming to you. You will be taken care of. The universe hasn't forgotten you, so it's okay. Even if you slow down, even if you take less hours at work, or, you end up leaving a super stressful job, you're going to be taken care of. You're going to be provided for. It may come in unusual ways. You may end up getting blessings and gifts from, friends and family. Neighbors might have this opportunity for you to do a little extra. Like, it can come in all sorts of places. You may do, like, maybe you put something up online and people start buying it. Like, there's so many ways. So know that money's coming to you, even if you take the time to slow down. Even if you take the time to take a step back, to go inward, to retreat from all the chaos of the external world for a while. Having that fasting or digital detox, whatever it is you need, it's going to be okay. You will be taken care of. You have the magic touch. You do. So take care of yourself. You deserve it. You are good enough. And you deserve to be happy, to have peace, to find your freedom to where you can thrive, to where you have clarity, where you're in alignment with joy and hope and love and renewal. So I'm wishing you all a wonderful rest of your day. Please take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.